Life is so crazy right now, and I really just want to talk about how I've been moving through the craziness of this life day by day, because I don't know about y'all, but taking things day by day is really, it's like the only way, it's like the only way that this feels possible. We are in such a strange time right now, in that it's very obvious that there is this calling and there is this movement as a collective towards a more unified way of living. Like, we have been lacking this sense of community and unity for a long time in our society, and it's really starting to show. It's really starting to show the pains. It's really starting to show how that has kind of like fucked with us as a society, you know? But right now, it's kind of like we're like just reaching the depths of the valley of that individuality, of the individual pain, of this feeling of like every man for himself. That is such a crazy theme that's going on in the world right now, that everyone I have talked to feels that way. It's just like, it doesn't matter who you're around. It doesn't matter how you feel about the people that you're around. It's just like there's this feeling of like, look, I don't really feel like you can help me, and I don't even really feel like I can help you, but I love you and we're here and we're doing it. But man, do I feel alone. Man, does everybody still feel alone. And so it's like this weird thing where we're all going through this together, but it's so individual that it's just like the only choice that we have really is to take things day by day. And in the context of relationship with other people, it's like moving from love is, I don't want to say that it's easier said than done, but the definition that we have of love, so many ideas of what love is and what it's supposed to look like have been thrown at us throughout our lives through movies and media and dating coaches and all these things and yada 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 yada. I've absorbed so much of it throughout my life, so I know how confusing that shit is. But when I understood that the basis of love is acceptance, that's when things kind of started to change for me. Or it's like, it's a much more, it's an easier definition of love to apply to everything, because if you live in a world like me where love is at the basis of everything, then you know that as many forms as love can take, acceptance is always there. Because in order to love this life, you have to accept all the things that come with it. You have to accept the moments that you hate. You have to accept the pain and the fury and the discomfort and the overwhelm and all the horrible things that can happen in this life, alongside all the beautiful things that can happen, like in this life, like joy and, you know, fun and excitement and overwhelm on the other end of the spectrum, and that kind of love. And but the love that's in the middle of all of that is acceptance. And so whether you're alone or whether you're in relationship with somebody, you have to be able to wake up every day and accept where you're at, and accept where that other person's at within your relationship. And there are so many things we've been told that make relationships work, that make relationships successful. And they're all great and fine, but you're not going to find all those things within each relationship. And also, this concept was brought to me last week through a video by Teal Swan. If you haven't watched her videos, I highly recommend. She's very insightful. There's a hawk looking down on me. What's up? But it's this concept that humanity has gone through such dramatic shifts in such a short span of time. Like, we have gone through so much as a collective that there is no mold, there is no blueprint for relationships that will fit everybody, or that will even fit most people. We are in a time right now, like I said, we're at this valley of individuality that we're experiencing, that we have to customize our relationships. We have to build our own molds. And not even just for relationships, that's just for life. Like, we cannot fit into any mold that anybody else has made. And if you want to throw astrology into it, I would argue that that has a lot to do with Pluto being in Aquarius, because you know, if you're into astrology, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, it's like this reckoning of humanity through an experience of the collective on a very individual level. And so we have to build our own molds for everything in our lives. And with that, you have to accept where you are on every level, every day, in every moment. And acceptance is not compliance. Acceptance doesn't mean that things aren't going to change. It doesn't mean you sit there and do nothing about anything if you want to see something different. But in order to get to the next step, you have to accept that you're standing right where you are right now. And so, if you want love to be enough, then that's kind of when things are difficult, when you feel lonely, when you feel lost, when things just suck. It's the acceptance within love that can coat everything, that can blanket everything, that can always be there. And in this sense of relationships and them needing to be customizable at this point, it's like, yeah, who are you today, and who is the person that you're with? Who are they today? And can you make it work? Is there a way that you guys can function that supports who you are today and supports who that other person is today? And sometimes it might not feel like it. But again, it's just this, you have to take it day by day. We have to take everything day by day. And so, yeah, it's just so crazy. It's so crazy to be in a time where we feel so connected but so alone at the same time. What's up with that? Social media? I don't know. But it's just like everybody feels so similarly about things, and we talk about it online and we talk about it with people. It's different when you're talking with somebody in person, because if you're meeting somebody new, it's like you have to get kind of past that surface level barrier. But most people online, like, people feel so connected online in certain ways because it's like you can cut the bullshit, you can get to the point, you can get to talking about how we all feel this way, and it doesn't seem like there's really anything being done about it. There is, but out in this world, it doesn't always feel that way because everybody feels so secluded. Everybody feels so alone. Even just walking around in neighborhoods, you know, I see beautiful front yards and all these spaces, and nobody is using them. Nobody's gathering. And when people do gather, they gather to escape collectively, like individually escape within a group of people. What is that about? So it's just, it's everybody is feeling alone together in many ways. We're all lonely together. And I think we're about to reach an upturn out of this valley. We're about to get to another peak. But man, acceptance really is the theme. Acceptance really is the definition of love that needs to take place. Because as much as you can only experience the joys and beauties of life, as much as you can experience and accept the pains of life. And I think I kind of already said that, but like it stands to be said again. It's just is. So I don't know. I don't know, man. If I guess this is just, if you are struggling, if you're feeling lonely, if you're having a hard time, man, just take it day by day. Just take it day by day. And if you can accept where you are today, if all you can do is get to a place where you can accept where you are today, you're on the right foot. You're on the right track. Because I think that's how all wonderful things begin. This acceptance of the here and now. So, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. And yeah, life is beautiful even when it's terrifying.